Okay. Ducks in a row. 2 minutes till 2. Hello. Hopefully everything's working. OBS just updated, so it doesn't look like anything is broken, but we'll see. I mean, I don't expect OBS updating to break anything, but you never know. Okay, it's been 2 weeks instead of 1 week, so I completely forgot where I was. Looks like we were looking at tar. I mean gel. The forbidden one, not the blue one. Green stuff. I think I just walked into this room to say I think I'll do this next and didn't really examine it very carefully, so let's see. When you open the door, yeah, that briar will walk through the diagonal. That will cause those to do something. I see. So because of the briar, you're forced to go do this right then. And then I think I just need all 4 of them to live. So this is a great case. This is a great example where just going for it, even though I knew it wouldn't, even though I knew that just wandering in here wouldn't solve the room, this gives me exactly the information I need to know how to solve the room. Now I've got a screenshot that tells me exactly where to put the mirrors. Although I do have a slight problem. I think. No, there's... I have enough worms, right? Maybe not. Okay, there's presumably some kind of trick here. Looks like I have 1 less mirror than I need. Since 2 of the places the gel babies wind up in are, well, let's just see what happens then. I'm gonna look for a trick. Okay, for one thing, that's interesting. Okay, I think in that case, if I'm expecting a trick, then I should use the mirror to block that guy, so that these 3 are in controllable locations. Alright, then I can pull this one with me through here. Alright, my guess as to a trick would be 4 0, 4 0, 4 0. I was gonna say my guess is that one of these can come out of its pocket, but it just seems that they can't. So... yeah, if I had access to this spot before opening the big door, then there wouldn't be an issue. Am I just overthinking it? I don't believe there's any way to make use of a mirror with this setup here. What could I be missing? I don't think it would help to do that. No, that just gets me killed. I don't have any opportunity to manipulate them, nor do I have any means to gain a turn. Can't pull them along or anything. Their path doesn't cross anywhere that I could block with a mirror. I need 6 mirrors and I have 5. That just seems to be an objective fact. Okay, maybe I can block them. I think I see what I need to do. I need them to go here, not there. Because if I have a non-sunken mirror in that spot, then 2 of them will stack up on that spot. That's the trick. I knew there had to be something. Okay. Now, they should be well behaved. Yes, theoretically you could bring all of them through here at once for optimization purposes. I'm not really worried about that too much. This one would be kind of hard to go get while you're being chased by another one, but it's fine. There we go. And now for this one. We're looking at something here for sure. We have an enormous thing involving shallow water here. A bunch of spiders. I need to destroy all the tar stuff. And then I don't know what, but something. Okay. I think the goal then should be to put completely fill this space with tar babies. Seems to be what's necessary. Which is much easier said than done. Like, there's really no way to keep them there between swapping. I think I need to set up some kind of situation where the tar mother will just spawn a ton of babies at once, and then I can turn them to gel and bring them across. I don't really know how to create a situation like that without a few mirrors at least, but I think that's what I have to do. Yeah, having a nice line like this seems like it should work okay. Ish. No, I don't think I can still get all of the spaces filled this way. Also, we have that as a problem. I don't think there's any way to do this that doesn't lose at least 2 of them. So I guess I just need to hope that this wall is good enough. I don't know what else to do. I guess this wall is good enough. Kind of. Yeah. Alright. Hello. There's a room to the east of this one I've never seen. Okay, this continues on, okay. So what's the deal here? It's a weird plate setup. So I need something to be on precisely 1 of each plate. Pair. Each plate pair. Just try to get this kind of under control first. Yeah, as pleasing as that symmetry might be. I need this to grow in a way that lets me... I guess this... should be fine. Okay. Okay, that. Oh, this is kind of a pain. Yeah, this is just kind of a pain. Yeah, this is just generally kind of a pain. Finally. Okay. Okay. That was, in fact, kind of a pain. I'm glad it didn't have twice as many eyes to cut, although I probably would have killed the rest of along the way through all that. Okay. What's with the mimics? I guess the mimics have to go in these two locations. Right, and they are required to go in a specific order. Great. Now, what? I guess I want this to be in a configuration that's killable both as tar and as gel. Doesn't that work? I'm gonna test that. That might work. It's entirely plausible. I'm not sure, but it might work. It most definitely works as tar. Yeah, that works. As long as you do things in the right order. No problem. Speaking of the right order. There we go. Nice room. Alright, and that's that. I guess I'll just, I could go south from there, but I'm gonna go south from here, since I've seen this room. In theory, I've seen this room before. So in this room, you appear to have the option of deciding whether it's gel or tar before you enter. I'm not completely sure about that. Wait. This exists. What's with this? It's a pretty long passageway. Oh. This looks an awful lot like the room I just came from, except that there are less decoy potions. And just as much tar stuff? Well, in that room, you're disarmed on your way in. Here, I'm allowed to fight things before I go take the decoy potions. So that does make this a fundamentally different room. So the goal is that I should be able to kill what's left with 4 cuts that are either tar or gel. 5 cuts, rather. Maybe this will work out. I know I can get away with double cutting there. Can I triple cut here? I'm not sure that will be good enough. Yeah, that's not quite going to work. Oh, I just need to do this. Yeah. Easy. Ish. Yeah, that's not too bad. Alright, so that might be... That may be a useful principle to keep in mind in this room. That... I don't know, how many cuts did I actually make in that room? Well, whatever. This might be a useful principle to keep in mind that, well, setting up for multi-cuts with tar and gel is useful. I guess I'm gonna try this. Let's see, what's that gonna do? Did I need that third one to do that? Not really. I should be spending a little bit more efficiently, probably. I might be able to finish this like this. Oh wow, that's really annoying. That's extremely annoying. Okay, fine. Guess I'll do those two cuts last. And I'll do them with these two. So... I don't know, I mean, I can go ahead and do this one. So if I were to do that, then what I need is going to be here next. And then I need here. Here. There. I think this should work. I just go ahead and do that. And I just need the one more. Maybe here would be good enough. I need to reconfigure what I do with the last couple. I need one to be pointing somewhere. Let's see, if I were to do that, then this. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. Try to imagine where I want the last couple of decoys. One of them to cut. One to cut there. I'm going to try to achieve this split down. From the west, I can hit that. From the east, I can hit that. By going southeast, I can also hit this. And then that can cut the gel at the corner. There we go. I hope that you couldn't see my notes wasn't too bad. I just needed to make a quick, like, actual note of something. Because I couldn't really keep that in my head. Like, I knew what I needed to do, I just needed to have it drawn where I could see it myself. Anyway, there we go. I guess you also have the option of starting this room as tar and then making it gel, but that felt doable enough that way. Alright, spear room. And what's with the tar mother? Gel mother, not tar. It's going to just do nothing for now. What will these do? What is my end goal here? I guess I'm trying to make it to where I can get the spear back at the end. I guess. Okay. Sure. Why is there a thing that's designed to make me wait like 60 spawn cycles? How? Oh, I'm supposed to not press that. So I'm supposed to somehow prevent that from ever being pressed. I guess that must be what the Wraithwing is for. Okay. This seems like an awful lot of required spawn cycles just to enforce doing that. Like, did this really need, like, 6 entire spawn cycles just to make sure? Like, alongside all of these on-off plates also creating problems? Was that necessary just to make sure that I would keep the Wraithwing? Put the Wraithwing there? I don't know, I feel like you could get away with maybe 1 or 2 spawn cycles instead of like 6. But presumably I'm just wrong. Alright, well, now what's left is over this way and to the south. Yeah, the niche that Wraithwings fill is really interesting. They basically fill the niche of keeping other things from pushing pressure plates in some puzzles like that. Is this just a kill the things room? Is this similar to that last one? Okay, this is pretty similar to that room, but with tar rather than gel, I guess. And a narrower passage, which I assume causes some havoc of some sort. I'm gonna enter the room a little better, though, first of all. In this case, I'm a lot less sure of how I'm supposed to hold the door open. Like, I clearly need to hold the door open. But there's no room to leave a blob in place. I guess. If I'm rid of this tar mother, the other one can just throw tar into a position that's useful for me. This is, again, generally kind of a pain. Once again. Because I can only reach that eye. What does this do? Interesting. But why though? I can only reach that eye by cutting it while it's tar and then going all the way back to the switch token before it turns into gel. Or before it spawns to turn into gel, and then going all the way back to the Force Arrow. That is way too far for me to have to walk for this to be possible. I mean, unlike the mudroom, there's really no... there's no way to just leave something that will keep the way open so that I actually have time to do what I need to do. Because the thing that closes only because instead of it being a door that closes, it's the tar stuff itself that closes. There's no way for me to hold it open long enough for me to go all the way there and all the way back. I guess that's not really true. This is extremely awkward. Yeah, so then I'm just stuck in here. Yeah, so I can either stay on this Force Arrow and kill the Chow Mother, or I can be able to leave this little room. And I don't have the ability to do both. Because going back over here to try to clean things up where I can leave there causes that to immediately grow into a position where I can't do anything about it anymore. And I'm just backward the start of the room again. There isn't enough time to fix the west side and come back to the east side. There just is not enough time to do that. I guess this gel shake can do that. Oh, that's so annoying. Let's see. I think I cut too much on this side. Maybe I can just leave those there to sabotage that. I mean, they are just going to leave as soon as their tar babies anyway. I just needed to get back. That still won't work. What I really need is for that gel baby to get in the way when it's time to spawn so that I have enough time to go back. Like that, maybe? No, I need it to be in the way at this time somehow. Which I'm not really convinced is possible to arrange. Maybe I can do it like this, though. This should work, probably. Yeah, okay. Great. Now I don't have any way... Well, no, I do. Now to close... yeah, to reopen the door on the west side, what I have to do is let the tar from that side grow over here. Which, in theory, this should be easier since there isn't a gel baby over there to ruin things. I mean a gel mother, I think. So if I can get this into a good position, just swap it to gel, right back, much easier than the first one. Okay, and then you can do this to be able to clean up, in theory. I guess I needed to have it spawn as tar again before I could do that, though. So now that should be cuttable as tar. I'm gonna go back the other way, I think. Okay, that orb is for cleanup. And I noticed while I was wandering around in this room that there's a cracked wall there. Okay. So this is a brain horde situation, where the horde is going to swap between being gel and tar. Yeah. Alright, let's start with this. If I'm in the shallows, not too much will spawn. Wait, what? Why is the brain spawning things? There are no targets in the brain's view. This is the behavior I would expect if there was a stalwart or something in the room, but there isn't one. So the only things that should be spawning are the tar mothers. Does the soulless count for that? Even though it's scripted? I don't think it should, but I guess so. Like, clearly a scripted entity shouldn't count towards what is a thing that can cause the brain to let things spawn. Like, that shouldn't count as a monster, as a general monster target. But I guess it does anyway. How do I even get a foothold in this mess? I guess that could work. That got rid of one of them, but I need to, like, not die now somehow. having this entire corridor to walk into should be helpful, but it's not. Can I really not kill one of them before the room, starts? I really should be able to do that. If I approach it from the north. I should do that on the west side? I don't really know why that would be any different, but something has to work. There. That's the start. Probably. Yes. Okay. Foothold. I think I might have a problem here. Let's go back. think this would be a better way to do this. We don't want to open too many paths for the tar babies too quickly, I think, is the idea. Oh, yeah, okay. I was thinking of queens. That's what's going on. I was thinking that I was fighting a bunch of queens, which obviously I'm not, but yeah. Okay. Duh. Yeah, if you had a set of queens in similar positions, then there would have to be something like a stalwart that the brain could see for all of the queens to spawn instead of just some of them. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, sorry. Duh. Can I survive this? Genuine question. Is there any way I can survive after stabbing that on this turn? Maybe not, but maybe I can get away with doing it this way. Oh no, not at that turn. It just gets too soon to stop. Like, if I let it grow into a 3x3, then I've basically undone my progress, and I might as well go back and reload a save. But finding an opportunity to cut it is nearly impossible, it seems like. Can't I can. Okay. Yeah, thank you again for pointing that out, because duh. I can also make this much easier for myself now that there's just one bit of shallow that is not in view of them. In fact, I've basically done the hard part of the room now. It doesn't have to be a horde room if you don't want it to be at this point. And why would you want it to be? I guess some people do enjoy horde rooms a lot. I mean, I do too, but when you've solved the horde room and made it no longer a horde room, you just want to finish it, right? Yeah, it really helps to realize that all I have to do is wait in these shallows once there's a patch of shallows that isn't in view of the tar mothers. Yeah, so this is 100% get a foothold. You get a foothold by being clever about which one to cut and how, then you basically have finished the room at that point. But that foothold is tough to get. Alright. Next, down here. Okay, we don't have another thing like the ones above, like the ones to the north of this room. We have something else. There isn't even a gel mother in sight. There's nothing in this blob. What is my goal here? What is the idea of this room? We have fire traps. So you don't want anything on these as you go down. And then somehow... I don't know. Why are there 4 decoys? What's this? Okay. What? So, rule number 1, reach this button without any of those 4 being pressed down, since otherwise you can't do that because there's a fire trap in the way. Reaching this button causes you to press this switch token. And rule number 2 is that somehow, magically, after you press this button, and emphatically after... No, wait. No. So, first you stand on this token, and that's supposed to make mud babies go and stand on these. And because all of these close that, you then push this, and then turn them to gel babies, and then walk through, and then they're supposed to also have space next to them to place decoys to kill them with. This is asking an awful lot from just some blank canvas full of gel. I don't have any idea offhand of how to actually achieve any of the goals that I'm being set here. I'm gonna take a guess. Take a wild guess at a way to do this, maybe. Not that one. Alright, I don't think the last step is really a problem. Everything else is what's going to be a problem. Oh yeah, you can push. You can push with a stick. That's worth mentioning. That's worth remembering. Sticks can push things. Pro tip. Sticks can push things. Right, so I really want you... I don't know if I can actually do that, though. Let's go back. My thought is to put it in the tile that's currently directly east of Beefrun. But I don't know whether I can actually do that. Like, the geometry of stick pushing doesn't seem to make that possible. I guess that works as long as I never go that far north again. Which might be a difficult thing to keep from happening. Can't actually make that work, can I? I'm gonna be to the east of all of these things, so I can't pull them west, so that's not going to work. So since I'm going zigzagging the whole entire way, what I really need is for there to be like 4 pillars like this. 4, like 3 wide pillars. I guess the westmost one being only 2 wide is okay. And a gel baby perched in the middle of each of those pillars. I need something vaguely like that. I guess this explains the placement of the checkpoints to some extent. But how do I make it where they won't leave as I try to go through the doors? I guess it's okay if this particular one goes west as I go west. It won't leave the door, it won't leave the button until I'm past the door at least. Alright, so then I need to place them. Which is definitely easier said than done. Maybe like that. And then very carefully carve this. Like that. Then try to do the same kind of thing here. I only need one of you here. And that one can just be there. I think this should work. Going to check. Okay. They walk where they're supposed to. They're not going to move until I'm past the last one. Oh. Oh, that's really irritating. Does it really have to be that picky? Okay, well, exactly the same, except I guess my exit route has to go through here. No. How can I have an exit route without also making a way for one of them to close the final door? I don't see how that could be possible. Anything I do that lets me go south is also going to let a gel baby or a mud baby or whatever go south. Like, there's nothing I can do with that. And that's a really stupid thing to just not be able to do. If I have you wait right there, then this. And... that is as tightly as it can be squeezed in. There isn't anywhere that I can go around the buttons. There is nowhere I can go. There is absolutely nowhere that I can go to get to the exit that doesn't cause me to be on... It doesn't cause one of the buttons to have an exit to the south of it. So there is absolutely no way for this to work. Like, if I try to do the absolute minimum here... I don't know, could that work? Maybe that's what I'm supposed to do. That might work. Just need to carefully carve out and place the last ones without going too far to the north. I need to do this in another direction. I need to do this from the east to the west. So, there's no reason to bother trying to keep that around. Yeah, so one of you can stay there. Stay there. I feel sure the trick could be... I feel fairly sure the trick of this room is supposed to be putting a gel baby out here. Literally thinking outside of the box so that you can make this particular corridor that I made work. Yeah, so this prevents it from moving just because it won't go diagonally, which is like the theme of gel babies. They won't go diagonally. Alright. Tricky, but interesting. Fun room. Like, it's very intimidating every single time. For me, it's extremely intimidating to be given a goal that's fairly clear and a gigantic empty blank canvas to try to achieve the goal with. Because I have no idea how to approach the goal when I'm just seeing a giant empty canvas. But yeah. Is there a way to do it without casting a gel baby out of this red door? Let's see the hyper-optimized solution. Okay. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, that works. That's probably also not so intended, though. Because the back and forth passageway is supposed to enforce that they don't move while you're going through the back and forth passageway, right? So I don't think that's intended either. But I suppose you could make something where a gel baby will run to the west and then, like, be stuck afterward? Maybe that's the idea? Like, this doesn't look, this looks maybe a little less intended than my solution. Oh well. Anyway, So I got several secret rooms, it seems like. I don't know whether I'm missing one or not. I guess I won't worry about that yet. The exit to the level is back in the main pit-laden area, right here. We just needed a clone. We needed one clone, and that makes everything here survivable to cut. And as we've learned through this level, the shape of gel right here in the middle is cuttable even if it were tar or mud. Of course it's cuttable as mud, but it's also cuttable as gel and tar. Is the cool thing. Anyway. I can just cheat to get around that. Completely unnecessary, but since I have the clone, I might as well. I don't know which one was the original throw, and that's fine. This one is the one that's leaving. Alright. I probably shouldn't get myself exploded by that bomb. Oh, wait. I have to completely cut this too. Never mind. I thought I'd just carve a quick path to the Conquer token, but that's not really an option in this room. There we go. What's with this? I guess that's for leaving if you didn't conquer the level? I don't know. Excavation site. It's time for the Amplick. Amplick? I don't know, saying lick still sounds wrong to me. The underground civilization theory posits that at some point in the 8th's history there existed a people who lived in the beneath. Proponents of this theory point to numerous reports of unexplained discoveries during the course of excavating mines or dungeons, tunnels that opened into labyrinthine caves that suggested artificial construction, or the unearthing of objects with unknown purpose that appeared to be part of larger devices. The Dungeon Architects Association has consistently poured scorn on these so-called discoveries, pointing out that although they keep meticulous records of all dungeons whose construction they officially sanction, there have always been rogue architects working outside their scope, so that many, if not all, of these findings may be simply the result of a new construction stumbling upon the remains of a long-forgotten dungeon. Yet the rumors persist, gaining more and more bizarre detail with each retelling. A simple twisted passage, for example, may acquire grotesque carvings that resemble nothing ever seen on the surface of the 8th, with inscriptions in unknown languages that speak of inscrutable purpose. Ethro paid no heed to such rumors. He was familiar with the Beneath, and if there were any monsters as weird as the tales described, then they had enough sense to stay away from him. Until the journey to Rooted Hold. Oh no, they're coming this way. Hey there. Ah! Oh, thank goodness, you're not a monster. Why, do I look like a monster? No, I just heard footsteps. Sorry, we're on edge at the moment, ever since those things. What things? We were exploring the catacombs and they came out of the shadows. Just two eyes like lights in the darkness. And then in a flash, and you're caught in a blinding beam. You don't want to go down there. I think I can handle it. Good luck. I'm getting out of here. Bye. Alright, another intruder. Wait. Another intruder. Turn back, surfacer. You are not welcome. Yikes, what are those things? Well, they can talk, so you could try to parlay, but Mithro isn't really the parlaying sort. Anyway, he has a sword. Turn back, Delver, or perish. It's a little unfair to already have the knowledge about mirrors. Okay, I just needed to do that, I think. I just need the mirror there, right? Then I can push this guy into a pit. I'll go west.
What's going on?
Hi, Alf.
Follow me.
Just suddenly in the room with not much of a plot fanfare to speak of.
Got it.
Watch out for that beam! What beam? Huh, looks like Half is immune. And oblivious. I guess that's fine.
Follow me.
Yeah,
Wait here.
no problem.
Follow me.
Yeah,
Stay put.
yeah, sure.
Alf, how are you ignoring the beam? I just don't see what the big deal is. Okay. Really, I'm as confused as you are. Okay. That's great. Where do I actually want this golem to go? Probably over there. Okay. Now this eye can block the beam. There we go. Oops. I was trying to stylishly push it off the edge instead, but that's fine. This door...
Come on.
Okay,
Out.
going.
Just have Half do it. Alright. What's the deal in this room? So... But... I need both mirrors, though. One mirror won't be good enough. How do I not break a mirror? Like, there's nothing else in this part of the room. Oh, wait. Okay. That wasn't that hard. I just literally need to move diagonally. And that's it. How do I open this door? guess that works. A little bit awkward, but doable, I guess. Yeah, okay. So this is just interaction with shallow water exists, by the way. How can I get this Wraithwing to leave its spur? I'm confident that I need it to. Just how do I do it? Oh, there we go. Yeah, just come this way, please. Great. Now go that way. And there we go. Let me just leave by doing this. Alright. Shallow water interactions. Hi, Half. We have Half, we have shallow water. What do we have here? Is it direct manipulation time? I think it's direct manipulation time. Hey. I think I still need you, so I have a little bit more interaction. If I can find the right way around to do this. There we go. Direct manipulation. Done. Here we have something. Decoy interactions, probably? Where do I want the decoys to go? I need all four of the buttons to be pressed. What exactly? Oh, okay. This was not that hard to figure out. It's just being a little dumb. I need you to go here, face a specific direction. It would help if I employed my knowledge of direct manipulation to do this properly, though. There we go. Then we need you to come here, face that specific direction. There we go. Thank you for doing all your hard work. You can go retire now. You can go on break now. Here we have a very suggestive floor pattern. Possibly. I'm not sure. But we definitely have an interaction with cracked orbs that obliterates them from existence. Yes, this is what the floor pattern is about. Okay. There we go. Floor pattern conquered. Well, this looks like a thing. Alright, horde room with Omplitch in it. Cool. I don't think I need any of them to survive. I just need to hit all the orbs. Oh yeah, it's a brain too. Worth noting. Check out the rare roach spawning noise in slow motion sound there. So far, this level is really mostly very open about its design. As far as having a tutorial section, it's like not blocking off too much of the room of the level by tutorial rooms. I mean, it's blocking off the level by one or two of them, the rest of the level, but not very much, which is interesting compared to the way that often tutorials were built. Okay. I guess I'll need to leave and come back to go south. That's fine. Yeah, okay. Is there gonna be an exam set of levels after the blue door then? Maybe not. It looks like there might be a second level of Omplitch after you've cleared your basic understanding, though. Looks like this goes deeper. I bet this is where those things are coming from. Well, looks like I've got work to do. Yeah, okay. I was wondering about that, so now we've encountered all the basics. Perhaps some things are meant to be forgotten, left hidden until only memories of memories remain. Yet forgotten is not gone. What is hidden can be found. What is obscure can be made clear. What is destroyed can be restored. And what slumbers can be awakened. Alright, I don't know why I got an error bling there, but looks like I'm gonna need to do this. What am I supposed to do about this? Oh yeah, just make it target a different spot. Duh. They're not actually trying to attack the Mimic, after all. Looks like this place has been cleaned out. Despite the presence of a treasure chest, I guess it must be empty. Oh boy. We get into the real horde now. This is a trapdoor-oriented horde, also. What makes the most sense to me is to keep as many of them stunned as possible. The west set of doors might require me to bring the mirrors with me. With that in mind, I'm not going to try to go this way. Let's do it this way. Oh, they're not a brain board, by the way. I didn't notice that at first, but they're not. Alright, so I'm going to need... to bring these mirrors across with me. Or at least one of them, but it might be better to bring both. I really shouldn't try to do it that way. Get rid of these first, then pull this over. And maybe do that instead. That was a little sketchy, but it worked out. Okay. There, okay. I really shouldn't have had that much trouble with that, I don't think. Can I and should I retrieve the other mirror? I'm not sure I should, really, but I might have to. Well, I guess if I have to, that means that I actually should, huh? But can I is a different question. Well, I can definitely get these trapdoors without messing with the mirror's placement. I might have to swap the one that's in the corner back to the other corner for this to work. Don't try to do it that way. Okay, that should let me bring one to the west. Bring this one to the west, specifically. Don't be greedy. Gotta stop off and take care of the chores before we can continue. There we go. Okay. Get rid of the queens. Then I can go finish things off. Pretty neat. Have to think about how to handle the mirrors. The horde isn't really overwhelming, it's just something that you have to manage while doing the actual job of the room. More of a horde as an obstruction room than a horde as main issue room. Alright, what's the deal here? I guess I have to survive an Omplitch being with me. The main thing that I know is that it's kind of easiest to do that if it's just right next to you. When disarmed, the easiest place for an Omplitch to be, or the friendliest place, is right next to you. The main reason for that being, I guess I'm just telling you something you already know, but the reason why being next to an Omplitch is so good is because it only takes a small movement from you for it to then want to turn all the way around. And when it's wasting time trying to turn around, it's rather easy to kill. Or not kill, it's rather easy to keep going around it, to avoid getting shot by it. So this seems to require me to do that with two of them, which is fun. Actually, this doesn't seem to be that bad, maybe. Yeah, I've got one of them in place. The other one needs to move orthogonally at least once, which is kind of tricky to arrange. I think that one too, maybe. Let's see, is it in the right parity now? I don't think so. It's on a white, it needs to be on a black. Okay, that put it on a black, but can it stay on a black? Okay, this should work. Just keep my buddy nice and close. Turn it around. There we go. Now I can have a sword and do that. Cool. This room is designed expressly to be a sequel to that. Anything in here? Looks like everything has been burned. Must have been... Oh no! Must of? Must of? That's must have. Must apostrophe VE if you insist. Never must of. Oh well. A few errors are bound to slip in a project this big. Let's see. So I think I might want puzzle mode for this room. Let's see. Should I expect the mirror to be one of the things on buttons? There are 3 on Twitch. So I guess the mirror has to be on one of the buttons somewhere. There's no... These don't line up the right way, though. Like at all? I guess... This is diagonal to there, and orthogonal to there. So 2 of them could go in those spaces. I'm probably just supposed to make the other one dance in place so that I can go push the conquer token. That's really my only guess as to how this is supposed to work. There we go. Okay. Now I just need this one to not ruin the other 2. So I take it to where it presumably belongs. I don't know about this. Could I... No. I was briefly wondering whether I could move in such a way that it was looking at the sword and being stopped by that. But that's not actually possible because of where this is. I mean, I can stop... No. Okay, I was wrong. This is exactly what I'm supposed to do. I was looking at the path, at the diagonal path the sword needs to be on, and I thought that it looked like it was too far away, but it's actually not. It's perfectly adjacent. This is exactly what you're supposed to do. I'm sure. Alright, very nice. We haven't had formally a room about reflecting the beams with your sword, but, I mean, maybe that was it? Or it could be that another room teaches that specifically, a little bit more specifically, I mean. Okay, this is just doing that. So there's no sword reflecting required in this room. This one's... okay. I guess I do need to reflect with the sword, because this... that closes that. We need them to stay still. How does that work? I mean, I can only block one of them with my sword at a time. What? Really, what? I can only hold my sword in front of one of them, not both. There is definitely no way to make both of them dance in place. How is this supposed to be possible? Okay. Why didn't that work on the other side? I was trying to do exactly the same kind of thing as that on the other side, but it didn't work. I don't know what the difference was. Alright. We have here a bit of ball management. And a brain board, of course, but... I don't think this is a very good strategy. Yeah, I think there's something kind of familiar about it, maybe. Uh-oh. That one behind me is not survivable. This is a bad time to try to go across, I guess. That's a little better. Now the queens are running away. Oh, that's no good. We don't like that. I don't like that. I guess I need to do it this way. I need to use this side to get back across there. I mean, unless I do something clever, like manage to make the roaches block the on-twitch beams for me, but... I guess this is fine, actually. Yeah, this is actually much better. Okay. There we go. Okay. These do that. So each of these kills one and releases the other. Okay. Each of these just opens some doors. I think the idea is to destroy exactly one of these to make a place where the clone can go. So I absolutely can't destroy that one because there's no way. So definitely not that one, because this door is absolutely necessary. This door seems less necessary, but it comes for free with that one, so I guess it's staying. These are trickier. They're all affected by multiple orbs. Should I just take a wild guess then? Like, I need this door, but I can get it from that orb if I destroy this orb. So I'm gonna try that one. Won't you please? I need to do there we go. Okay. And now the part of the room that has anything at all to do with Omflish is over. Alright. From here, I guess I would prioritize pressing the orbs. To hit that one over there. Yeah, prioritize hitting the orbs. Alright. I'm not absolutely sure that the other two that didn't definitely close this door as off as an option. I'm not sure if those were both unsolvable options, but that one at least works. Go down the north passage before breaking all three crumbly walls. All three. 1, 2, 3. This passage. If I just blunder my way into this passage, what happens? I suppose this guy gets stuck. Sure. What does this button do? This closes a random force arrow. Okay. Well, how... What in this room? What thing in this room is supposed to keep it from doing that? Yeah, I have access to 2 Omflish and a guard. How can any of those prevent that from happening? All that's gonna happen if... What? None of the... Nothing here is going to make that stop. Guess if the guard is sitting there with its sword facing northeast, the guard's like this, then it would behave. So I just need to pin the guard into this position with the force arrow then. Okay. don't really see how that's ever going to work, though. There are definitely too many ways that this guard can escape from that position. Like, I can't even reach the force arrow without him getting out of the trap. If the force arrow already exists, then I don't think he'll go in the trap. Yeah, this is exactly what I expected. And he'll just instantly slide back off. How is that supposed to not happen? Like, he'll just instantly leave no matter what. I mean... I guess, in theory, I could try... Like, if not doing the challenge, I could put an Omplitch on either side of him, which would prevent him from leaving. And they could be looking at these mirrors. But I don't see any way for that challenge to ever be possible. Is it just that... Is it just that I don't need the southeast one? I could believe that might be possible. Since I only really need to keep, like, I only need to go west after I press the button. But I don't know, I think guards would be smart enough to go around. And of course, having that laser man there means now... No, he will absolutely 100% just instantly step off to the southeast. There is nothing whatsoever else in this room besides bringing the other Omplitch here that would ever prevent him from just stepping to the southeast the instant that that's a force arrow. And if I go too far this way, then he just steps back out of the trap. I don't believe this challenge to be something I can do. I don't see any way whatsoever in this room that I could ever do that. There are not enough obstructions to work with. And of course, setting him into position with both of them here is a giant pain, because he will just stab them. Or free them from their eternal torment. whichever. If it were possible to do this with one Onflitch, which I don't believe it is for me, that would be a less painful way to do it than this, but he just slips off instantly if there are not obstructions in every direction. That works, I guess. This is just painful. It's a room like this that really makes me miss the days when the only things I had to do with a guard was kill a few of them, or kill several of them. Hardcore guard manipulation is always a pain to manage. Like, it has methods and techniques that work, but it's never not painful. Seems like. Whenever there's some specific thing that you need a guard to do, it's always a pain to make him do it. The more specific it is, the more painful it gets to be. Here, I need him to move precisely diagonally through black squares and then stay in the center for like a couple of turns so I can get around him to make him come to the northeast. There's no other way that this can work. He has to do that exactly. Can I make him face the other way on this arrow? Is that the idea? I don't know if that's really possible, but... in the interest of maybe making it less painful, let's try that. I'm gonna have to pull this out of alignment for a minute. I'm not really sure that can work though, because the only thing that makes it work from the other direction is that I'm not behind him, so he won't step backwards. I don't think this will work. Now, even if I could get him to actually go the right way for 2 seconds, it still wouldn't be possible to make that work. Maybe I can get him to come up this way to get into the corridor and then go back the other way after turning him around or something. And then just push the keg myself once he's in the right place. Okay, there. There. That is the quote-unquote normal, easy solution to the room. I do not know how the challenge solution is even supposed to be possible. But at least they all die in a nice, satisfying line. Okay. Here we have another room with the guard and Omflich. But maybe this one won't be as bad. What's the idea here? I need someone to be standing here, and then not standing here, and then standing here again. I guess? How though? I don't know how. Let's just. I probably want to let him out early. Oh, I don't want that to happen. And I think the correct person to be on this button is probably the guard. I don't know. Maybe the guard is supposed to free one of the Omflich from the button somehow. Like, do do a thing with the sword. Can't freeze it. I don't know why there are two of them, though, if that's the case. This is really awkward. I don't have the feeling yet that I'm doing remotely the right thing. I don't really know what other overall plan to attempt here. Wait. Is that all I needed to do? No. No, okay. We have to free that after killing the eye. So somehow I need to position this guy so that he'll wait a bit and then free or kill the Omtwitch? Yes. I am again not really sure what else to try. Come to think of it, I don't really know how he's going to free the Omtwitch in the first place. He seems really reluctant to just body push the mirror. Can guards even do that? Maybe they can't, and that's the problem. What else could I possibly do? Oh, don't do that. Yeah, the Omtwitch doesn't freeze the guard, which was something that I thought about in the previous room, but didn't try, and I guess it's a good thing since that wouldn't have worked. How is this supposed to work? I just have this, to me, very mysterious configuration of buttons and arrows in the pit. But I have no idea how any of this is supposed to be connected. That seems really unlikely to be the right configuration. Because there's nothing in this room besides me that could do anything about that mirror being there, like push it off or destroy it. Since the guard isn't going to body push that, and every tile next to it disarms. There's no way to remotely remove the mirror from this plate. So I at least know the mirror shouldn't be on this plate. Because something else has to be on this plate, because it has to be something that either can move or can be killed. But not something to be killed, because every tile adjacent to this plate, the guard can't be armed on them. So something is supposed to stand here and be stuck here and then move off of here of its own volition. I don't see any way that the guard could be the one stuck on this button. No, I might see one way, actually. If, miraculously, the two Omtwitch could be made to occupy the exact two tiles right next to the mirror while also being pinned to the mirror, while also, staring at the mirror, then a guard standing on this plate while this is pressed down would be stuck. No, he wouldn't. He'd still be able to go up this way. Never mind. Never mind the fact that I wouldn't be able to do anything with that configuration because I wouldn't be able to open this door if I had things like that. I don't think there's any way that anything other than one of the Omtwitch could go on this plate. That has to be what goes there. And then somehow the other two creatures in the room are supposed to free it. So somehow the guard is supposed to get rid of the mirror while I'm all the way over there on the east side. I just don't see any way to arrange that. Like, there's nothing... There's no part of this room with the kind of tools that I would need to keep the guard in place while I go all the way to the right. I don't see any way whatsoever for the other Omtwitch to be helpful in the slightest. Like, what's it gonna do? It can stare at the mirror and be completely unhelpful. How is the guard even supposed to get rid of the mirror if he starts to the west of it? He's never going to turn in a way that would break it. I don't think that there's a way to make the guard stab the eye. I mean, there's this conspicuously tall area that I could be in after stabbing the eye, which means that whatever it is I'm supposed to do is something that should be stable while I'm in this center few rows, or at least the very center row, but breaks if I go all the way north or south. Like, that's the only reason why there would be this tall column here, is if that's supposed to release whatever the intended block is. But I don't see anything whatsoever that would work. There's two Omtwitch, so the only thing that feels reasonable is if they're both supposed to be in some kind of symmetric positions. Maybe if they're to the southeast and southwest of the button, then maybe they could keep the guard from walking off the button somehow. That's an extremely annoying position to try to arrange, but it's all I can really think of at this point. It's easier. Oh no, it's not going to be any easier. Because then I have to go make the other one get in position without the help of being able to do that. And he just refuses to turn after being in the right place. Never mind, there it goes. Okay. No, don't stab it. What would stop him from just stabbing the Elmflitch? Either accidentally as he steps off of the Ormites, or quote-unquote intentionally as he... I guess... Why? Okay, I had to step around the plate. Like, at this point, I had to step south around the plate. Why is he not turning his sword when I do that? I know he doesn't recognize the Elmflitch's friends, because he will stab them. But what's stopping him from stabbing them if I go only a little bit to the north or south? I have no idea. But I guess the room is solved now. This is a tough room to figure out. Alright. I still don't fully understand the room. I was only able to solve it by some level of meta-analysis. Like trying to guess what the tools that I was provided with might be useful for, and work backwards from there. I guess that's a valid way to try to find solutions, but... Mual hats? Mual hats. Alright. Mual hats. Maybe this will be a lighter weight room. We need to press those. This closes the doors. Alright. I guess this is a simultaneity problem. I want to light all 3 fuses in the right order. Excuse me. So that the bombs blow up in the right order. I'm sure this entire pattern of floor has a purpose. So let's try... I can't really... This, maybe? No, I need more distance from it. Somehow. And I need it to not light the fuse. Well, this is a spot where I can get it to rotate indefinitely while I turn my sword, I think. Okay. I don't feel like this is working. I mean, I'm not misreading this, right? It needs to be here and face the 3 directions in sequence. Like this fuse is only 1 tile longer than that one, which is only 1 tile longer than that one. That's 4, 5, 6, 7. That's... yeah, that's 7, that's 6, that's 5. How is that supposed to be possible? Maybe this... I don't know, I don't feel like this floor pattern is helping me very much. I'm inclined to try something else to get it to behave. Now it's just rotating in the wrong direction. I need it to be rotating counterclockwise instead of clockwise. I don't really know how to intentionally make it do that. Maybe it has to come from the east side to do that. Yeah, okay. There. Thank you for doing your job. Goodbye. This funnel pattern on the floor, only the top part seems particularly helpful. The rest of it just kind of led me in the wrong direction, I feel like. But maybe there's another way to achieve that result other than the one that I used that I just didn't find. Alright, what do we have here? A power token. This opens the way for the olive twitch. Sure. Oh. Okay. Sorry, I'm yawning. I shouldn't be. So. The idea here, no doubt, is that the olive twitch can keep you standing perfectly still when that's the state that you need to be in. This is a very friendly olive twitch. Oh, I didn't actually need to sacrifice the Fidendo to achieve that. There we go. In exchange for a lot of fairly annoying hissing sounds, we get the ability to stand still. Amazing. What's happening? Okay. That's just a snake. What? Oh, spikes hit an orb. Okay. I was like, who or what in this room made an orb get hit? That was spikes hitting an orb. Alright, well, this wasn't too bad. This was significantly easier and quicker than some of the other rooms based on a similar idea. I mean, at least for me personally, it seemed pretty easy. This is awkward. Can I get out of this situation somehow? Can I prevent this situation from having happened in the first place, maybe? I don't know if it's possible to prevent that situation. Maybe. I just have to hurry out of there in this exact way. Okay. Yeah, so the way into this room is considerably easier than the way out. Kind of the opposite of what you'd expect from the cleanup. You know, you'd expect the cleanup to be the easy part, but not so much in this room. There we go. Cleanup done. And there's a room this way. I think there's a room to the north. There's at least one room to the north. And then there's also the blue door. Okay. Now what? I guess I just need him to be farther away. Oh. There's not really any room to do anything about this. Oh, there we go. Okay, what do I want here? I need to press all of those. So I need him to not break any of them. That's pretty awkward to arrange. Well, that's real great. Not that. That's for sure. There. Maybe not there. How is this supposed to work? There's nowhere I can put this thing that will keep it from just breaking north when I get the sword. No, it still breaks something. Of course. This is really irritating. Like, I've basically solved the room. I've done everything I need to do. I just needed to not ruin things while I go finish the room. Ruin things like that. Or like that. Or like that. Okay, that was really irritating. Ugh. At least I get the satisfaction of stabbing it after that's over. Okay, and then there's a room up this way. Oh, there's like at least 3 rooms up this way. Okay. Do I need this Omflich to stay alive, or can I just stab it with the dagger? I hope I can just kill it. What does this do? I guess that does something good. Alright. A nice, straightforward room of just stabbing things. Very friendly. Here we have more shallow water business. You can go up here, or not. What is all this? So I need this to be pressed without that being pressed. So press this, and then immediately, no. So press this while that is being held down. Okay. What's this do? What is this? Okay. There's a decoy here. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. If I just go up this way, there's a rock giant here. I think I need to press that eventually, maybe? I don't know. I guess what I'm seeing is this is some kind of like control room area. And for various reasons, I need this guy here, called an Omflich, to interact with things. I guess. Why? Because this decoy is here, right? Okay. I'm pretty sure I need one of the rock golems from there to come and be stabbed here somewhere. Probably I need, I don't know. How can I stab this without a problem occurring? I don't really see a way to even ever do that at all. Both of the spots that are adjacent to this orb are places where I cannot be without blocking the beam and making the Omflich turn around. So as far as I can tell, there is absolutely no way for that to work. There's this thing here. My just supposed to bring a rock golem with me into this area? I mean, that would solve the problem. The rock golem could just die on this tile and keep it the way it needs to be. But why is there this setup with the mirror then? If that's what I'm supposed to do, then I don't know. Alright, well, I guess step 1 is to bring some rock golems past the thing. And then have this help me pull them through. Oh, that's real helpful. Not like that. There. Okay. So with that door open, I want at least one of them to come past the door over to where I can make a place to stand. I really don't think I need all 3 of them. I should only need 1. After which I really don't want this to be interacting with things at all. So I needed 1, I got 2. Maybe I could just kill 1? Yeah, you stare at that decoy, that's perfect. Thank you. Just be over here doing something useful. Okay. So I have the position that I want for that part. It would, in fact, be really helpful if I could keep a rock golem south of the door with the door closed to be able to get rid of all of the cracked walls over there. So I guess I'll try to create that situation. Stare at a decoy. I don't know if that position is survivable. For going back the other way, it probably is not. I guess I've established that having one exist north of the door is really not helpful. that part. Okay. Now, break these. Make some kind of path, conceivably, maybe, theoretically. Which this golem can use. But I have to go fix the situation back with the Omtwitch for this to be possible. So we need to stop looking at that. Then... maybe if it's right in the corner it will work. Yes, that should work, kind of. Maybe, mostly. Right. Then... I want to get this guy into this box here. For that, go all the way to the south side, pull it that way. Use this to pull it the last tile south. Okay. This is an extremely involved room, I must say. But now... oh. That's not how I thought the rock golem was going to help here. But you know what? That's probably good enough. Assuming there's a way still to kill him. I guess I'm just gonna have to make that assumption, because I really don't know how else this can work. But, yeah. Press the button. The rock golem prevents anything from happening there. I think the bomb just blows the rock golem up now. I hope. Yeah, the bomb should blow the golem up. So now what was a problem becomes my goal at the end. I guess I can just fix this by getting rid of the mirror. Wait, why is the room not clear? I didn't go step on the token. You have to step on the token or it doesn't count. It's great that you have the token available to reach, but you have to actually press it. Amazing. Here we go. This time, when I kill the Omtwitch, the room will be clear. Alright. So, is there one room left or 6 rooms left? If there's one room left, I'd like to just do it and finish the level, maybe. We can call that a day. Let's see. We've got a seating beacon over there. So I have to walk this corridor, press that button, maybe, and then have that get pressed so that actually, what is supposed to happen here? This explosion specifically is supposed to free a brained Omflich, which is then supposed to press this button and go stand on the hot tile? No, if I can reach this plate, if I can reach this button, then the Omflich being brained should just come over here. I guess it might not have time before the brain explodes to do that. When the brain explodes, that closes this door. How? What? So, I'm absolutely certain that I'm supposed to have a mirror in range of this bomb. And the Omflich should be somewhere looking at this mirror so that a brain will direct it to go to that plate when the mirror is gone. So I guess I'll try this. Great, but it's not actually... Huh? Okay. I was thinking that this door being closed was a failure condition, because I was thinking that I wouldn't be able to leave if this door was closed. But no, it's not a fail, I just need to actually open the green door after that happens. So somehow it's supposed to be possible to make the Omflich step on the hot tile and stay there after the explosion. I guess my first theory is to try putting it as close to the plate as possible so that it has lots of brained time. I don't really understand what's going on with this. guess once it's unbrained, it's going to do that, whatever that is. But there's no... As soon as it's close enough to be on the hot tile, there is absolutely nowhere I can go that would make it turn around another direction. There are only so many places the Omflich can be when the first bomb goes off so that it would press this plate. It basically needs to be in one of these exact 6, 5, 5 positions. There's nowhere else that it could be so that it would actually press the plate when the bomb goes off. Which should mean that if I try every one of those positions, one of them should work. I don't know, like if it's randomly there, for example, then, I don't know, maybe it would do something weird, but like, it's gonna spend a bunch of turns turning around if it's not facing due south. But it looks like it might... like to move directly north while brained? But like it doesn't matter because the end state of the Omflich is the same no matter where I started from. Like the only way that it can get in the area of this hot tile, the only way it can get in the area of this hot tile is if the brain has already died and it's gone around the pit. And if it's in the area of this hot tile and it's facing west, then there is no way for it to be, for me to make it turn. The large block full of choices that I have about where to put the mirror don't matter because none of those options work. They all result in the same end state of this thing not dying on the hot tile, because there's no way to make it turn with the extremely limited set of locations that I can be in here. All of these tiles are too close to it for it to turn any way but due west. Like, everything about the brain is completely irrelevant. Like, the brain doesn't even need to be in this room for that to be the way that it is. The brain dies too fast for it to have any effect whatsoever on the part that it would matter for. I can only think of one other way to interact with something in this room, and that is to kill the brain early. If I kill the brain early, then I can't actually enter the corridor. No, I thought the brain might have closed this door, in which case I could reopen it. But that's not what happens. So, killing the brain early doesn't work. Trying to make use of the brain to do anything at all doesn't work. I don't see how anything could possibly conceivably work. Like, there are not any tools in this room to use. There is literally nothing in this room that could fix the problems that this room presents. There are not enough resources to do anything about this problem. What else can I do? If somehow, magically, it were possible to keep the Omflich in position without using the mirror to do so, and it could be prevented from facing north, from facing west when it's in the same row as the hot tile, then I could make it stand still on the hot tile by bringing it down from the pit to the hot tile and having it stare at the mirror, which is right there. So this would require somehow keeping the Omflich from moving in a way that isn't going to free it in such a way that the bomb exploding isn't going to be what frees it, even though I have to go activate the bomb at some point anyway. Oh yeah, it also has to be in a specific position that will ensure it still presses the plate when I need it to, also. Because there aren't enough constraints already before that. Yeah, constraint 1, don't let it light the fuse because that breaks everything. Constraint 2, don't let it move because that breaks everything. Constraint 3, don't let it get too far away from... Don't let it get to where it won't press the plate because then it won't be of use. That is really obnoxious. And it got too far, so there's now nothing I can do. It has to be on the southeast side to have any chance at all of pressing the plate. It feels to me an awful lot like this room was built with 2 mirrors and then near the end of building the room, it was discovered that it was possible to do it with one mirror by some extremely obscure trick. And then it was just like, oh, let's just carelessly throw away the second mirror and make the room 10 times harder by doing so, by requiring that one extremely obscure trick. Because evidently this is a gigantic outlier in terms of difficulty of the rooms in this level, as far as I can tell. I mean, I've had trouble with some of the other rooms, but this just seems impossible. This seems to require a completely magical and specific thing to happen, which is not really clear at all from any of the knowledge that I have about everything that's available in the room, which is not very many things. I want to just look this up. I don't know what else to do. Like, I don't feel like this is something I'm going to figure out in a week from now, and I'd rather just not have this room be the first thing I have to do. I don't know, I guess have to do is a little bit strong, but... There are no hints published for this room. Whatsoever. At least I don't think so. Yeah, no hints found for this room. So I guess everyone else who made it past this part of DKH just found this to be extremely obvious what to do. Well, I don't feel like continuing to bash my head against this when I can't seem to find anything remotely resembling a way to solve it, so I guess I'll post in the forum about a hint for this room. And then call it a day for now, and next time I can come back to a hint, possibly. Alright, well, I posted something more or less giving my thoughts and asking for help. I guess I'll just leave it at that and go have supper for tonight. But thank you for watching. We beat one level, like maybe a third or a fourth of that level, and then all but one room in this level, so that's pretty good considering how far, how deep and how difficult of the levels, how deep in the hold and how difficult the rooms are at this point. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'm expecting to be back next week as far as I know. But good night for now.